Gosh, the independent comic community has had such a difficult time with these corporate crowdfunding platforms. Unfortunately, this is where the audience is. This is where we have to go in order to make our comic books, to make our art, in order to get ourselves funded. But corporations are really trying to censor us, to hold us down, because we're the counterculture. This is a book banning on a level we've really never seen in a long time. And it all comes from the woke elites at Kickstarter and Indiegogo, who are controlled by, of course, the social justice narrative that's going around Hollywood, that's going around everywhere. We have no recourse and no ability to do anything at this point. We are being persecuted for just daring to be different than the standard wokeites out there with corporate media. And so a book has been banned today. It's called The Wise of Heart by Hans Schantz. And I'm going to show you this because Kickstarter now, with their new head of comics, is seeming to target conservatives once again. This is a bummer. This used to go on in the past. Got a little quieter for a while, and it seems like this is ramping up once more. All right, usually this is the part on my videos where I shill for myself, but I'm going to actually shill for The Wise of Heart today, which Hans Schantz has put up on Fund My Comic. Fund My Comic is a new website that's owned by a Christian creator. And of course, he's helping Christian creators who are getting censored, or just people who want to make their comics in general, don't want to deal with these other companies. So Fund My Comics doing really good work. And The Wise of Heart, which is now banned on Kickstarter, is a banned book and is on Fund My Comics. So I'm going to put this link in the description below. Everybody go support Hans. He's doing an amazing job here, which I'll get into the details of the comic in a second. I'm going to lay down the backstory for what's going on for you guys first. Okay, so Bryce Gold, this guy right here, was named the head of comics at Kickstarter. You can see he is a general wokeite. I believe he's from Portland or Seattle or something like that. So, you know, he's probably an Antifa occupied zone type of person. And here it is. He announced on May 23rd, "I'm proud to announce I'm now the head of Outreach for Comics." Isn't that great? Outreach. And he's banning people already. For Kickstarter, where I will continue my mission of bringing the best comics the world has to offer to life with amazing Kickstarter crew. To all comic creators worldwide, let's make amazing comics together. Aw, how nice. Doesn't that sound nice? So, of course, 24 hours after that happened, this project here, which is The Wise of Heart on Kickstarter, gets suspended. It is right here. And funding for this project was suspended 1 day ago. So 1 day after this guy announces his job, he's already targeting conservative comics. Now, this is a retelling of basically Inherit the Wind. Now, Inherit the Wind in the 30s or 40s or whenever that was made, the original story when this happened in the 30s, there was a teacher out there who wanted to teach evolution in schools, and it's like the school board said no, and of course, like, lawyers came in for freedom of speech and all that, and this was one of the first major attacks of Christianity on the country. Hollywood, when they dramatized it, made him look out to be this victim and all that. Instead, the guy was a big grifter, but in reality, that the Hollywood production made a very great propaganda film, actually just showing the Christians to be bad and book burners and all this other stuff, while this guy was standing up for science, right? For science. Now, Hans took this and flipped the script on it, and he's saying, okay, well, what if we do this modern times when a teacher says, hey, a man is a man, because a man has a penis and a woman has a vagina, and a woman is a woman, and this is what reality and science is. You know what would happen in the public schools today? He'd get arrested, he'd get tarred and feathered, and that's what the concept of this is. So he flipped that on its script, did an amazing job. You can see the artist here actually is, even though she's using a different pseudonym, is the Overmind artist. It's pretty obvious from what you can see here, which is a person who worked with me. So, of course, her art's being censored. That really bothers me. And like I said, banned and suspended. Now, this was approved by Kickstarter before this guy getting here and being a part of their, quote, team. Now, this is Kickstarter has a sort of robust approval system where it's like you have to go in, because I've done this a lot of times, you have to get it approved. Sometimes it takes like a couple weeks for them to go through. They actually go through and scan every campaign to make sure it's fitting with their terms of service and all that. And then, of course, he got that approval, has been up and funding for about 20 days, got $4,000 into it. And then this guy joins the company. And look at this. This is what happens. So he clearly got targeted by somebody at the company, somebody who's been harassing them in order to make an example out of him over politics, which is ironically exactly what his story is about. Somebody's being targeted, silenced. Books are being burned in order to deny science. And this is exactly what Kickstarter is doing. It's like ridiculous that this is a allegory for a warning of what happens when it goes to this extreme. And Kickstarter actually goes and shows they are this crazy of people in real life. They are willing to torch people and, of course, ruin the arts in order to make their political points and try to censor people. So this is what's going on here. I've actually been, I'm writing an article for this for Bounding Into Comics right now, which is where I write articles, of course, covering the comic book industry. It's a great place. I've been trying to reach out to this guy repeatedly. So I am going on his threads and I'm like, hello, I'm a reporter and a Kickstarter comic creator. One of my friends got banned for what appears to be political reasons, and I cannot get you as the comics outreach person to respond. I need your help. Please don't ignore your customers. And so I've been on this guy and have received no response so far. He's loving to retweet media stuff where they mention him. So he's a little narcissist here. Comicbook.com. He's got Bleeding Cool articles. Bleeding Cool, of course, Rich Johnson, one of the scummiest people in comics, loves to retweet those people, but will not respond when asked about what's going on here and why, like, under his watch as a comic outreach guy, this sort of censorship would be happening to independent creators. I've got it. Now, Ethan Van Sciver actually covered this guy before when he got hired originally. And if you look, he's got tweets, here you go. And this is exactly what it's coming down to. These people are ideologically driven. They don't care about their companies. They don't care about creators. It's just about their woke ideology every single time. He had this up. This was discovered. Ethan made a video about it. And by the way, since this happened, this tweet's been deleted. That's why I have to cover. That's why I have to grab it from Ethan Van Sciver's channel. The guy is a coward because he didn't want to show that out there. This is what they do. They like to hide, and then they like to take action behind closed doors and then not respond so they look good on paper. But they are always persecuting people who disagree with them. This is what happens 100% of the time. They will not communicate with people like me, who's a journalist in the comic industry and a Kickstarter creator. I'm one of their customers. I mean, this is crazy that this guy who's, quote, the head of outreach would not outreach towards someone like me. He's only outreaching towards the woke is what comes down to it at the end of the day. So I've described this. This is a beautiful project by Hans Schantz. And of course, with an artist he's hired who's top notch. So I love this. I'm going to put this in the description below. This is on fundmycomic.com. And it's a great crowdfunding website owned by people who don't hate you. So please check this out and please support this wonderful project. And of course, stop the discrimination. We got to send these people a message that they're going to lose money if this happens. I mean, we've done it with Bud Light. We've done it with Target. We got to do it here. And we do that by a reverse boycott supporting the Wise of Heart. All right. Leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll be back soon.